let me tell you guys some crazy stories. Let's just put it that way. So, about a month and a half ago, everything got delayed. Film-wise, we're talking films. Everything got delayed. Films got delayed, this got delayed, that got delayed. You name it, films got delayed. Very few films went straight to DVD. Went straight to VOD, went to streaming services. Very few films went straight to DVD. But one that did, that let's be honest, probably shouldn't have, was Trolls 2. Now let me tell you guys a little part of that story, part of this scenario that I'm talking about. And so here's the film, Trolls 2, made by Universal. So way before this whole coronavirus shutdown thing, Trolls 2 was projected to do worse than Trolls 1. Even before the coronavirus, even before all this lockdown and movie delay stuff. It was projected to do worse than Trolls 1. So once this whole lockdown thing happened, Universal decided to put it onto straight to VOD. Now, I think that's one of those things where it's like, I think, especially the way they did it, where they just came to a decision themselves that they were going to put it straight to VOD 20 minutes before they told NATO, the National Movie Theaters Association. National Theater Association. And anyways, that really got the organization, ticked off, mad. Why would you just put a film straight to DVD that would give us families, would give us, a lot of people buying popcorn, candy, because that's where theaters make most of their money. And so theaters are obviously in a bad time, just as studios. And so what the theaters were really hoping on were that Universal was going to be there for them and delay the release of Trolls 2. Because in that sense, it would be wise for Universal because they would be there for the theaters because their relationship is key. Studios make their money through releasing their films in theaters. Theaters make their money from having big profile films to attract fans that ultimately buy popcorn, buy drinks, because let's be honest, theaters don't get a lot of money from tickets, from buying tickets. That mostly goes to the studios. They make money from when people buy popcorn and candy and all that stuff. And so for Trolls 2, which will attract so many families, so many kids, that they could have easily released on Saturday, or not Saturday, sorry, why did I say Saturday, but released in November and make a lot of money for the theaters. Maybe it wouldn't make a lot of money for the studios, but you need that relationship between the studios and the theaters to be intact. So that kind of happens, and the head of the association is like to Universal, we will never forget this. We will never forget that a film that we were hoping would eventually be playing in our theaters will not be played in our theaters. Okay, everybody kind of dives down. We kind of settles down. We kind of understand the scenario. That was about a month and a half ago, and last night, Universal. So anyways, let's catch up. Trolls 2 does really good on VOD. There's a lot of reasons why that's the case, but the biggest reason is because everybody's stuck at home. Kids are stuck at home. Everybody's stuck at home. So Universal has this interesting new idea. How about on all of our films going forward, we play it in theaters and on streaming services and on straight to VOD. And AMC, one of the biggest theater chains, basically is saying, in these circumstances that you're presenting and suggesting they'll play on theaters and streaming services, we will not play your films. So basically, AMC is saying that they will not play Universal films if you play your films in theaters and at home. So that is kind of the interesting thing, is now Universal once again does not have theaters back, because now theaters are going, number one, they're not doing good. AMC has actually filed for bankruptcy. But anyways, to add on to that, now you got a scenario where it's like Universal's not supporting the theaters again, because now the theaters are already well and deep in trouble, and now we're talking high-profile films like Fast and Furious 9, and a bunch of other high-profile films, Minions, and all these cool high-profile films. Not a lot of them are on my tip of my tongue, but all these high-profile films or low-profile films, like for example, you could see imagine a world where you could see Fast and the Furious 9 from your home and or in theaters. That's a scenario that Universal was pushing for, because to them, they'd make more money, but the theaters will lose money. So now the theaters are coming into a scenario where it's like they don't want that. So the theaters are saying, and then NATO is once again firing back and saying, this is arrogant, this is annoying, this is insensitive, and all that stuff. So it's like it really is starting, kind of a mini war, because, again, I don't think Universal is really appreciating the necessary relationship between theaters and studios. And it's not that the theater organization is saying, no, we will not play Universal films forever, or in general. It's only if point is they'll only ban Universal films if they can watch it from home and home and theaters on their initial release. So it's like, for example, if Fast and Furious 9 comes out today, in a theoretical idea, it comes out today and you can watch it at home and theaters, that would not fly. AMC, NATO would not let that happen. So the only way that Universal films will be played in theaters is if, and only if, it's only played in theaters, which I do stand by the theater's opinion, because, again, they're in so much troubled times that the more money they can make, the better. They're not going to let that fly, this idea of, we have to play films in theaters and at home. That's not how it should work. And this has been a rule going for a long time, that studios are not allowed to play films in theaters and at home and in streaming services. That's just not how it works. You can't have, your cake and eat it too. That's just not how it works in a studio standpoint. So it's one of those things where it's like, I just think it's in their best interest, just for Universal to really realize, if we don't have Cinemark, AMC, Regal on our sidelines to present our films, that's not going to work. Because they're not going to make their majority of money at home, but they will make extra money if people can watch it at home. Obviously, you still pay for it on a streaming service or on Comcast, or, just buying it on a DVD. You'll still make less money, but you'll add that total from the total at movie theaters. But again, like we said, movie theaters don't make the money from who goes to the theaters. They make money from popcorn and candy, which by AKA more people have to go to the theaters, which if Universal if Universal gives all of us an opportunity to watch it at home, most people will take that. Now, for me personally, I enjoy watching films in theaters a lot more than just watching at home. But, maybe there's a film that you don't think it's in your best interest to go, like for example, Minions. I'm not going to be rushing out to go to the theater for Minions. I might want to watch it at home. But if I watch it at home, I'm not paying the movie theaters for popcorn and candy. But if there was no option to watch Minions at home, I would have to go to the theaters, buy popcorn, buy candy, and give theaters money. And picture me, my scenario, plus a million other people. Because you might not be a diehard fan at all of a film, and you're just like a casual moviegoer, and if there's an option to watch films at home, you'll take it every single time. So it's one of those things where it's like, it is one of those situations where I agree with the theaters,